What's up, guys? Swift back with more Chicago Bears news. We have a lot of interesting things to go over today, so let's get right into it. First up, we have some injury news that I want to get right out of the way. Jaquan Brisker had surgery performed on his hand and is going to be out a while. There were some reports on Twitter that the team is optimistic he will be ready to go by week 1. Ian Rappaport tweeted that it was a thumb injury, it's been fixed, and he has a real chance to be ready to play week 1. Brisker looked awesome in his first preseason action, and I have extremely high hopes for him. Let's hope he can get back out there and be ready to go to start the season. DeAndre Houston Carson has filled in at strong safety with the first team in his absence, including starting versus Seattle. Next up, we have some bad news on Khalil Herbert. He was reportedly carted off the practice field and may have sustained a serious injury. We have to wait for official word from the team, but I'm hoping that Khalil is okay. If he's out an extended period of time, it would open the door for Darrington Evans to make the roster and potentially move Treston Ebner up into the changes pace spot behind Monty. Next up, I want to give a quick update on the offensive line and address exactly why Riley Reef was playing left tackle today. Let me touch on that quickly. I received a few comments and saw the question asked repeatedly in the Bears press conference chat today. People wanted to know why Riley Reef was back at left tackle on the second team and what that meant for Braxton Jones. Well, the good news is, guys, it doesn't mean much for Braxton Jones at all. What it means, in my opinion, is that we finally have our starting 5 offensive linemen for the season. Pending the return of Lucas Patrick, our starting offensive line will remain the same as it was versus Seattle, other than subbing in Lucas Patrick for Sam Mustipher at center. So our starting line is going to look like this. Left tackle job is Braxton Jones. Left guard is Cody Whitehair. Center is Lucas Patrick with Sam Mustipher filling in until he returns. The right guard job belongs to Tevin Jenkins at this point, and the right tackle job seems to be Larry Borum's to lose. So now I'll tell you why Riley Reef was shifted back to the left side. Well, for one, he's a natural left tackle and can play either spot on the line. But the biggest reason is because he should now be our swing tackle. The job of the third tackle or the swing tackle on a roster is to be able to fill in at left tackle or right tackle in case an injury happens to either starter. With Braxton Jones locking down the left side and Larry Borum locking down the right side, the coaching staff is going to work Riley Reef at both left tackle and right tackle. It will now be interesting to see if we bring a fourth tackle to the 53-man roster. The fans should not worry about Riley Reef working on the left side. To me, it's more of the coaching staff zeroing in on the starting 5 and getting the team ready to go for week 1. There's still a long time between now and the 49ers game, so nothing is set in stone permanently, but if the season were to start today, I'm pretty confident in what our offensive line would look like. We didn't get many updates from today's closed practice, but we did get to see a beautiful touchdown pass from Justin Fields to Cole Kmet. Keep it coming. And now we'll talk about the biggest story of the day, Roquan Smith. I gave a quick update on him earlier, but have since listened to him talk and had some time to re-listen and digest everything. The biggest thing is Roquan is going to be playing this year. Anyone on the theory that he will be playing not to get injured doesn't really get it. That's not how the NFL works. Roquan will be given his all and playing for a new contract. He understands that if he wants to be the highest paid linebacker in NFL history, that he needs to go out on the field and show the front office just how good he is. That's what he meant when he said he's betting on himself. For the Bears, this is exactly what I've expected all along if a deal wasn't worked out. I had always hoped we'd get a deal done, but having a mad linebacker that is playing for a contract extension really isn't a bad thing. I expect Roquan to have a huge season. That being said, he also commented that he wouldn't be against playing on the franchise tag next season because of how much money it is. So this situation is playing out like I thought. Roquan is going to show up and play, and if he balls out like I expect him to, he will either receive the contract extension he deserves or he'd get slapped with the franchise tag and play another year for the Bears for roughly 21 million or so. It's time for Quan to get back on the field and put all the contract discussions behind him. We are about 3 weeks away from kicking off the season versus the 49ers, and it was time for this situation to come to a resolution. I don't expect there to be any more negotiating until the offseason, so I'm hopeful that the media can stick to football questions after annoying Roquan during the press conference today. Our defense just got a significant boost of talent at linebacker. Our entire team and defense got better today. We are a much better team with Roquan Smith. That much is clear. I will be glad to table contract discussion talk until the offseason, but I know the media and some fans will bring it up every time he makes a play or misses a play. Before I go tonight, I will play a bit of the press conference and let you guys listen, as well as show you how Roquan looked at the end of the presser. Keyword annoyed. As always, I appreciate everyone who watches. Be sure to hit that like button for me, and until next time, bear down.
Anticipated, nor did I like what I expected from the situation, but I'm grateful for the fans, all the loyal fans, and everyone that the players as well in the locker room and the city of Chicago that stood behind me throughout this process, and it means a lot to myself. But now I'm just shifting my focus to the season, and more so just focused on being the best teammate I can be to those guys in the locker room. It's my last year of my deal, and hey, I'm just gonna take it, run with it, bet on myself like I've always done. And the negotiations are over right now, so it's more so I'm just focused on the season, going out there being the best bear I can be, because I owe that to the guys in the locker room and to the city and all the loyal fans out there. So I wasn't really looking for any type of effect. I was just more so just expressing the way I felt and how the way I felt about the situation and what I thought was best for me and my.
Are you saying that you will not consider any more offers from the Bears?
There's no more offers at this time, and I don't think there will be any during the season. My focus have shifted to this season, so that's what I'm focused on right now. Just this season. It's been an amazing 4 years, and hey, 5. Why not make it a little more special? So that's my plan.
Your full intention then is, I want to make sure I'm understanding correctly, is to play this season and then leave.
My full intention to play this season, and whatever happens, happens, and whatever it is I have to go through this season, I'll do a chin up, chest out, sunsets, no regrets, baby.
You said the process was very distasteful, to say the least. How was the process distasteful?
I think it was just more so when not coming into an agreement, when I feel like I've busted my ass so long here, and not being rewarded was something I thought I was rightfully deserved. In a sense, it's like, hey, you bust your ass, you may get rewarded in a sense. But hey, that's that. I'm moving past it now, and I'm focused on the season and going out there and enjoying the time with my guys, because that's who I truly care about.
How do you regret not having an agent?
Pardon?
Do you regret not having an agent through this process?
No, I don't regret not having an agent throughout this process. I think that's just a bunch of excuses when people say that. Times are changing, and I feel like players want to be at the table to have full transparency, to know what's actually going on, what's being said, because hey, a lot of people can say a lot of different things, and hey, but when you're there yourself, you see it with your own eyes, for a fact what's going on.
What was it like to sort of represent yourself? I mean, you obviously went in thinking something would happen that did not, but what did you learn through the process of just representing yourself through negotiations?
I didn't learn a lot, but I didn't learn too much. Some things that I didn't quite know, but I just really learned how the business really worked. But that was something that I did kind of know, heard about, and things of that nature. But it just shows you how the game is and how it goes. So hey, you have to get you where you can.
Who's St. Omni?
Pardon?
Who's St. Omni?
I have a team of advisors, and Saint, someone I know, I trust, and has my best interests at heart.
In your statement, you mentioned the possibility of ownership getting involved in these negotiations. Were you disappointed that they did not? Obviously, Poles is new here, but maybe you felt you would have some more loyalty from ownership. Were you disappointed that they didn't get involved? And then how do you reconcile going out and representing an organization that you feel personally disrespected you?
Oh, wow, great question. But I would say my loyalty lies with the city of Chicago, the loyal fans here, the guys in the locker room who I put blood, sweat, and tears on the line with each and every day, each and every week. So I'm more so focused on those guys and being the best guy I can be for those guys, because that's what matters at the end of the day, and that's what you have when this is all said and done.
Roquan, we talked a lot about this in vague terms. What were you aiming for in your contract which left such a gap between you and the organization?
I see myself at a number, and they see me at a number, and it was, hey, we couldn't agree. We can agree to disagree, but hey, I would never accept a bad deal. Like I pretty much said, I would never accept a deal that I don't feel like is worth what I'm worth.
Are you willing to share the number?
No,
Why not?
because it wasn't the number that I needed, nor that I wanted.
I mean, it was the one you requested, though. I mean,
Your number.
yeah.
My number, it wasn't my number and their number was not the same, and that's pretty much all I can say on that.
Is your number more than any other off-the-ball linebackers been paid?
Well, yeah, I definitely, like 5 years, 6 years, I would probably think so, yeah.
Roquan, why practice today? Did they tell you they weren't gonna change the contract offer that was on the table? Is that why you practiced today?
No, I think this is, I chatted with Coach Flew, so, you know, me and him had it was a relationship with me and him who I had, and transparency where I talked with him and we discussed the plan that I felt comfortable with going forward, and he respected that, and he said, hey, so that's what I did.
Roquan, did they fine you last week when you missed practices after you came off the pup?
After I came off the pup, no, I haven't been fined. Yeah.
Roquan, can you tell us, is guaranteed money important to you? Is that something that you're hanging on? Is it, not having a de-escalation at the end of the contract? What for you is most important with the deal that you want?
I think for anyone in any deals, I think the most important things are guaranteed money, and I don't know many people with de-escalators in their deals. I think you can maybe look that up. Contracts are public, right? So maybe you can look that up and tell me how many people you see that have de-escalators in their contracts that making a certain number a year.
Roquan, they could tag you, they could give you the franchise tag next year if they want to. Has that come up in conversations, and what would that mean to you if they did that?
I'll get there when I get there, but I think the franchise tag should be a nice number next year, whatever it is. But
That's what you're making this year.
yeah, so that's that wouldn't be bad. But hey, I'll get there when I get there, and I'm just more so focused on this season and just going out there with my teammates, betting on myself like I do each and every year, and double downing on Sunday.
Last one, you requested a trade. Are you still interested in potentially being traded from here?
Well, that was declined, so I think my focus has to shift. I have a contract to fulfill, and I'm just going to go out there and be the best teammate I can be, best guy in the locker room I can be to those guys, and that's my focus. And hey, I'm going to do it the same way I've always done it, 100 miles an hour, and won't let up.
But you're not
The team
ruling out
reclined.
if a deal could get done after this season, Roquan?